Well, this isn't going to look like much to you, but I was saved by the bell. Although there wasn't a bell, but I've been out here for hours and haven't found anything until right now. A lovely piece of iron. Do you recognize it? This is a musket wrench to a Civil War musket. I am detecting a battle site today. I was actually at a different spot that was totally like, oh, well, I got a couple things I'll show you. Didn't find anything worth even turning the camera on for. So I came here. Now this is an old spot of mine. I found lots of stuff here before. So have a lot of other people. So I don't know what we're going to find today, but at least we're not skunked. We have a Civil War relic. Let me show you what I have in the pan, the cake pan. So far today, don't mind these ribbons. These are just little things I have that when I'm zipping along in the boat, if I see something interesting on the bottom, I can pitch it out real quick and it'll mark the spot because it's really hard to go back and find stuff. This is part of a leg hole trap that was sprung, and one horseshoe at a place I thought might be a ford, but I'm not sure if it was a ford or not because I found nothing else. Man, that's a thin horseshoe, isn't it? And one musket wrench. On the river, gonna find some relics. So I have to get you out for this one. I'm digging mostly shotgun shells and little pieces of wire because I'm digging anything that sounds like it could be something. But this is a great signal here. And it's not so big that it's gonna be a can. There's a lot of cans in here. Oh, it's a bullet. I can see it from here now. See it? Gonna look at it. I checked the hole with a metal detector and there wasn't any more, but boy, this thing gave a loud signal. Looks like it's got a little ding in the top. I don't know if that's where they cut it to make a fishing sinker. I don't think so. This is actually a battle site. There's lots of stuff where the soldiers came pouring off this bank right here down into the water and they had to swim across, and it's very deep out there. And a lot of the soldiers actually drowned out there in the middle. A lot of them got shot on the shore too. But a lot of them made it back to the other side. Really surprised there's not another one there. Let's listen one more time. Just seemed like it's really loud. No. This is the kind of place where, you know, you'll get 10, 20, or 30 of these in one hole. And sometimes with a belt buckle or a box plate with it. Wow, that's awesome. I'm really surprised we actually found something here today. This has been hunted so hard. Well, I have another pleasant surprise. Another bullet. Some more signals in the hole too, but I'm pretty sure it's iron. But yeah, we got another bullet. It was down pretty deep. Now, before you say, oh boy, you know, I'm just gonna dig a bunch of bullets today, you gotta remember, I love bullets, and you should too. But there could be other stuff mixed in, and there will be other stuff mixed in with these bullets. I found a lot of buttons here. I found lots of belt buckles and breastplates and cartridge box plates and swords and muskets. So it's not always gonna be just a bullet. Although I'd be happy with that. Just remember. Get you in on this signal. It's a pretty good one. I just dug some little strip of aluminum though, about a foot from it, but I don't think this is going to be aluminum. Can you see it? Alright, I don't think it's going to be very deep. Oh no. It's already moved, so that's not a good sign. Really light, so it's probably another piece of that aluminum. See it? Yep. Some type of old can or something that's kind of dissolved. This actually looks melted. This little piece of melted aluminum. Probably, yeah. That's definitely what it is. It's hard. It's probably from somebody's campfire right up there. Nice little squeak though. I was really hopeful on that one. So I didn't turn you on for this one, baby. But I should have, because I got another bullet. Incredibly deep. I could not believe how deep I heard that thing. And the reason I didn't get it out is because I've been digging a lot of junk still. And I was afraid it's going to be another piece of junk. And I don't want to waste all my very valuable videotape. And I'm right behind this little like log jam where stuff collects. But this could have been a huge log jam a couple years ago. Most of it's washed away now. And so I'm hearing signals that, you know, I walked over 5 years ago and maybe other people have walked over as well. I'm finding a lot of cans, but the thing is there's all kinds of good stuff in here too, mixed in with the cans, although I haven't found it yet. Here, I don't think it's a can because it's too small. Right? There. Decent squeak. Got a little bit of a weird sound on the end, but that could just be because there's a lot of iron in here too. Get over there. Don't go anywhere. Jeez. There you go. You gotta turn it on, huh? Alright. Yep, I can hear it. Getting closer. Down in the cobbles, which is a good sign. Really, really good sign. So this is what it was. It's a weird little piece of copper wire. Very, very fragile. No idea if that could be period to the Civil War. It could be later. I have no idea what that would have gone to, unless it was like a big bobby pin of some kind, which they had during the war. And the bucket. Now this may be just another can, and I've dug a lot of cans, but it sounds a little sweeter. Just a little sweeter than a can. Let's see what it is. Don't go too far though. I'm blinded by the light. Probably just a can. I dug like, well, I'll show you before we're done. But man, it just sounds sweet, doesn't it? I'm back here. Oh no. That's not a good sign. I hope there's no bodies on it. That's probably what I'm hearing. Probably hearing some grommets off of this thing. Oh, it stinks. Oh, no, it's a can. Ah, no, well, not a can, but it's aluminum. Man, that sounded good. Oh. Now this is actually kind of a beauty. This is a knife, and I guarantee, 99.9% sure, that this came out of a soldier's rucksack when he was pouring over this bank right here, trying to get away from the Confederates and back across the river. He fell right here and lost this. This is part of his mess kit. I mean, there's no doubt. That is awesome. Look at that thing. Still got wood on it. That's really cool. That is really, really cool. You just don't find many of these. I mean, you dig something like this on land, it's going to be all rotted away. Ah, nice. I wonder if there's any more in the hole. Nope, that's it. Wow, that's pretty cool, man. I'm digging a lot of cans. I'll show you before we're done. We're almost done because, well, I've been out here all day. We'll see in a few minutes. So I've been digging around for a while and not really finding a whole lot. I did find all of this. Not really anything good in here. We got one homemade sinker out of a giant piece of lead. Got a little whippet cartridge. Probably for a pellet, well, probably not for a pellet gun actually, CO2 cartridge. And the only thing that's kind of different is this little piece, this little brassy thing, which is a ring, like might go in a nose, but I don't think it does. Anyway, the reason I got you back out is because I finally found another bullet, and I wanted to show it to you before I pick it up. I think it's a Ringtail Sharps, which is my favorite bullet, so I'm hoping that's what it is. Let's look together. See it. Let's go look. Yes, indeedy. That's what we call a Ringtail Sharps. It's a Sharps bullet that has a little extra little thing on the bottom, which we call the ringtail, and that's how the cartridge was tied onto it. The paper cartridge was tied around here that held the gunpowder. So that's a pretty good little find right there. Haven't found one of those in a long time. Whee! Alright, I can't tell if it's dropped or fired. Could be either one. Probably fired. Alright, let's keep looking just a little bit longer. Okay, we've got a nice little signal right here. Could be a bullet or a sinker. There's a lot of iron in here. Let you listen to it. Let's go ahead and dig this together. I think we can just go ahead and fan it. Alright, here we go. So it's a mini ball that has been made into a sinker, a fishing weight. Isn't that really cool? They just like drilled a hole or punched a hole in the top and flick in the bottom. Well, I thought that might be a press and turn, but I can't tell. I'll count that as a bullet. Just dug another really cool bullet sinker. Now, just so you're clear, these weren't necessarily made by Civil War soldiers, but they were made out of Civil War bullets. They didn't really camp here long, like I think just one night. And then they chased the rebels back up the valley. But that's another Civil War bullet made into a fishing sinker. I'm finding a lot of sinkers, modern ones, but that's why I didn't show you digging this one. I'm going to dig as many signals as I can in about the next 10 minutes, then we have to scoot. It's funny how we start finding stuff right when we have to, well, when we first got here, and now when we have to leave. So I'm getting ready to head out, and I thought I'd go ahead and just do a little wrap up, since I'm probably not going to show everything I dug, you know, as I'm digging it in the video, because it would be too long for what I found. But let me show you what I did find. First off, I have a lot of cans and just junk like that, and some square nails. And you saw the trap. You probably saw most of this. I did end up with some nice bullets though, so I'm really happy with that. Got the ring-tailed sharps, which is my favorite, and a couple bullet sinkers, mostly just minis. One homemade sinker, this gear, I don't know what it's to, it's probably somebody's weight for a trap or something, trot line. And the knife, this is probably my favorite thing right here, because I can tell you this did come from a mess kit, a Civil War Soldiers mess kit. Because the bank where I found it, I have found a ton of stuff from that battle. Stuff just like this. That's wood, isn't it? That must have been exposed, that side right there, but yeah, so I'll get that home and get it into a nice electrolysis bath later on. But look at the steel, it's really good still. That's my favorite find. Hope it's yours too, because that's the most unique. All right, I'm gonna head on up the river and hopefully get home not too long after dark, although it will be dark and Lindsay will be mad again. I do it for you guys, you remember that. So I just finished loading my boat up and I was getting ready to leave, and I happened to look over there and I see something mighty suspicious. I think we should investigate. You see where somebody had pulled back in here. I wonder what that is. Hope this not like one of those no country for old men situations, but yeah, that's a geocache. The geocache is like open and like just laying all around, which is kind of sad. Let's see what it says. Congratulations, we found it. But I don't know where it was supposed to be hidden. It's too bad they left the top off of it. It's all wet and gross. I'll get rid of that bag at least. Oh, this logbook's supposed to be in there. Oh, that's a shame. Let's look at the logbook. Yeah, I'm not going to show you the names. I'm going to look through this stuff and see if I can get, see who's like tending this. And if they have some information here, I'll let them know that it's been vandalized. That's a shame. Hate to see that. Oh well. Well, we better get home before it gets dark. I'm already in trouble.
My big round baby, and I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your your pocket. Take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the